Hey guys, Chef Chuck here with another Peck and Nosh video, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite desserts, vanilla bean creme caramel. This dessert is one of my favorites because my mom used to make this egg custard. She'd finish it with nutmeg. Fantastic, right? So creme caramel is that plus the addition of a caramel sauce, which happens overnight as they set in the refrigerator after they're baked. So let's go. I want to show you how to make my favorite dessert. Here's the list of ingredients you'll need for this easy recipe. Okay guys, so for the first step, we want to take care of our ramekins, right? So what we want to do is take a little bit of butter, cold butters, doesn't matter, cold, room temperature, whatever. Cold's easier to manhandle or woman handle. Anyway, just put a thin film of butter just on the sides. You really want to avoid the bottom, because when you put the caramel in there, it has a tendency to want to crystallize, and that'll mess up your sauce further down the line, right? Nothing major. You can also use pan spray for this, but I don't know. Butter tastes better than pan spray, so I call for butter. Okay guys, that's it. First thing we want to do is make our caramel, so put our sugar, a little bit of water to moisten, about a quarter teaspoon of cream of tartar to prevent crystallization. You can also use lemon juice or a clear vinegar. That also prevents the crystallization. Make sure all the sugar is moistened and let it cook. Watch. You guys need to pay attention. So I'm just, after I swirled it a little bit, I got some on the sides of the pan. So I just want to wash that down with cold water and a very, very clean kitchen brush, right? If the brush is dirty, has any oil, that will go into the sugar and pretty much, more than likely, crystallize it. And then you have to start all over. You don't want to do that, right? The faster you cook sugar to caramel, or faster you cook sugar, period, the less control you have of slowing the temperature down. So if you just start patiently and do it on a medium heat, you'll be just fine. If you do it on too low of a heat, it'll crystallize pretty much regardless of whatever you put in it. So keep that in mind. We're getting some beautiful amber edges here if you want to come in, right? I give it a little swirl so it stays even. We're just about there. Just cover the bottom of the ramekin. All right, you don't need too much. Nothing crazy. I did a little extra sugar, but it's all right. So let this cool for about 30 minutes, and then we can add the custard, and then we can pop them in the oven. Woohoo! So here we have our vanilla bean. I'm gonna split it lengthwise. Carefully, just cut all the way down. Actually, if you don't cut all the way through it, you only cut through one side, it's much better, but whatever, we're here now. So basically, you use the back side of your knife and gently scrape out all the specks inside, all the little seeds inside, right? That's where a lot of the flavor comes from. Even more flavor comes from the vanilla bean, right? So now we're gonna take our cream, our milk, and our vanilla bean specks and the pod, and we're going to put it in a small pot, bring it to a boil, turn off the heat, cover it, and let it set for about 30 minutes to infuse the flavor of the vanilla bean. Okay, so let's go. So I got my cream and milk and vanilla bean and pot and the specks. Here in the pot, I've scalded it. It's come to a boil. I'm gonna turn that off. I'm going to cover it, and I'm gonna let that sit there for about 30 minutes and strain it out and continue on to the next step. All right, guys, so the next step, our cream is steeped. We're gonna strain the vanilla bean out of the cream and set that loveliness aside. Then I've got my eggs, or my eggs in one yolk, my sugar and salt. So put that in a bowl and just whisk, just to mix it. Easy, right? Then I got warm cream. Just gonna slowly add it and whisk at the same time. Very easy, right? That's it. I'm gonna strain it one more time so the eggs get strained, just so it's a perfectly smooth egg mixture. Now we're gonna put it in the ramekin, so come on. So now my caramel's set. It's cooled for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna add my base. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yippee! All right, so we're gonna bake this in a bain-marie, and a bain-marie in French means basically a water bath, right? Hot water bath. So they're gonna cook at 300 degrees, 30 to 40 minutes, covered with foil. So I'll put the foil on, and I'm gonna leave the side up because it makes it easier to control instead of sloshing water all over the place. And just add your water, hot water. All right, so you just want to fill it up about 1/3 of the way of the ramekin. You definitely don't want any of the water to bake out while it's baking. Turn it gently, close the oven, and set your timer for 30 minutes. And check it at that point. And I'll show you guys the 30-minute jiggle in just a few minutes, okay? All right, so timer's gone off. It's been 30 minutes. Now for the infamous jiggle. Careful when you pull that foil up, this is steam. So if you see, you can see it jiggles, but it's not like a liquid jiggle, right? So the eggs have set. I'm gonna take this out now, put it on top of the stove. Carefully. And just let these sit in here because there will be carryover cooking that will make them set just perfect. I'm gonna let these sit here for about 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna transfer them to a sheet pan, put them in the refrigerator overnight, and that's where the rest of the magic will happen. Our creme caramels have been in the refrigerator overnight. Because the sugar is hydrophilic, absorbing some moisture from the refrigerator and the custard, it turns it into this really luscious sauce. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to unmold it. So just take the tip of the knife and just run it just past the top of this creme caramel, right? Set that aside. And you can see if I gently pull the custard, the caramel is gonna come up on the sides. That's good. You're not squishing it, you're just kind of maneuvering it around, right? Next, we're gonna take a small plate or a bowl, whatever that you want to put it on. Invert it. Then we're gonna give it a little flop. You should hear a flop or it'll fall out naturally. And voila. Ooh, ah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications for future videos, and Happy New Year.